Hey guys, Seller Sessions Live is exactly 1 month today. We've sold out of the super early birds and the early birds. We do have some general admission left and there's a secret discount code. Go to sellersessions.com/live and go grab a ticket. Take care. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. I've got a very jet-lagged Liran Hirshkorn. We were meant to catch up yesterday, but you've just got off your flight and before you go to bed, I've nabbed you for a bit of time. So before you go to bed, talk me through the trip.
Yeah, so this trip to China was really good. As far as I thought I saw a good amount of product opportunities when I was at the Canton Fair. I also found some interesting products at the Global Sources show that I thought were kind of more innovative type products. I'm not sure.
I was going to say, when you go to HKTDC and you go to Hong Kong, you've got, I call the filtered version of what goes on. They're a bit more expensive, but more high-end, high-quality products. So when you go to Canton, you can have, for a better word of it, spatulas. There's 100 stands with spatulas on. But then you might have high-end spatulas at the HKTDC on Hong Kong Island, and there's only 3 or 4 stands, and some are more innovative spatulas, for a better word. Yeah.
Yes, correct, exactly. So, the Global Sources like Asia Expo show is significantly smaller than the Canton. The phase that I was in was the fashion and fashion gifts and premium. And you could probably walk the whole thing in a day or 2 max. You don't need, depending on how much you're stopping, to talk to some of the booth. But you definitely do see some more innovative products. In fact, they have different sections. They have one section sort of like in the middle of the show where they have like featured like innovative type products. And they actually have some people who work for the show who, if you kind of walk around this circle of innovative products and you say, hey, I'm interested in more information on this, this, and this, they'll write down your email and they're supposed to follow up with you on that. So I'm actually waiting to see if they follow through on that. And then I was actually able to go over to some of the booths. They'll say the booth number and they have a picture of the product, and they give you the suggested retail price of the product, not the actual cost of the product. But some cool innovative products. For example, I saw a product that was like helping you focus more by increasing, showing you your brain wavelengths when you put this thing on, and showing you how changes are made when you focus more. And you're supposed to use that like every day for 5 or 10 minutes to train your brain to be more focused. I think that's like a growing trend of products like that people are using. So definitely more innovative type products I saw there than I saw at the Canton Fair. And then some more of the, water bottles and regular type products, party products, gift type products, packaging products that you might see similar ones at the Canton Fair.
Sounds good. So you're back now. Did you manage to get all your documentation in place for who you're going to follow up with factories? Because one of the things I find with people, like I use Evernote, a mobile device, and then I use Evernote to scan the business card. Then I talk into the device to leave notes there. You take a selfie with the person on the stand and then a picture of the stand. So you've got a whole kind of wall, if you like, of referral points, because you don't remember all this stuff. So do you have a load of factories and stuff you're going to follow up with now?
Yeah, so I definitely have some suppliers to follow up with. What I did this time was really tried not to do a lot of exchanging of business card, but really tried to use WeChat. So if I came to a booth and the supplier, and I wanted future communication with the supplier, I had them scan my WeChat, had them send me a message. Yeah, I took a selfie with them of the booth and maybe a product I was holding up. And then one of the things also that I saw that you could do in WeChat is when you click on somebody's profile, there's actually something that says set tag and remark. And you can actually put notes in there. So I did that right all within WeChat, put notes like saw this product, discussed sort of, MOQ and pricing, follow up with suppliers, something like that. And I tried to do a lot of that. And then I also, had a lot of, walking around with some people that we brought. I also sort of coach them on how to sometimes not give your information, because you don't want to be contacted. Like almost every booth you go to, they ask you, if they can have they call it your name card, your business card. And sometimes you don't want to give it. You don't want to be contacted by that supplier, and you have to be kind of just firm and say, no, I'll contact you. And I did a lot of that too on stuff that because I still get emails today from suppliers I met in 2016 that I gave my email to, that will follow up with me every year before the Canton Fair, visit our booth, and they'll send me a catalog. And I have no longer any interest in those products. So you also kind of want to be careful on who you share your information with, because you might you're going to be bombarded after the show if you give your information to everybody.
Yeah, so you use you create throwaway business cards and email addresses, don't you, when you go to the Canton, or you just get totally carpet bombed on the inbox? Exactly. So talk to me about some of the events and stuff that you attended. So you spoke at I
spoke at Global Sources.
Yeah, you had your own trip with guys you took out, didn't you? You done your own sourcing trip?
Yep, we did our own sourcing trip. We actually stayed at the same hotel as Will's group, so we kind of ran into there. And we know Mark, who kind of works with them too, and Dr. Ben. So we actually got Dr. Ben to come.
You're on first name basis now. Who are you referring to?
Well, Dr. Ben, he's known as Dr. Ben.
And Will is from Startup Bros.
Will Mitchell.
Will Mitchell. That's it. It's only for the audience, because you're saying about Will. Yeah.
Yes. Will Mitchell from Startup Bros, who also does a sourcing summit and does a trip. And so we kind of were staying at the same hotel, so we ran into them in their groups. That was kind of good, just networking. And then also Dr. Ben, who comes along with Will on his trip, and another guy by the name of Mark, I can't remember his last name now, who actually lives in China but is originally from New York. They actually came and spoke to our group just about their experience sourcing and giving some tips. That was actually really useful. We appreciated them coming and kind of sharing their experience. So that was really good. Went to the FBA for You, Chris Davies networking event. Also really great networking opportunity. One example I'll give you is I met a seller who is Chinese, but told me, I like to do things the Western way. Really interesting guy, has 60 employees in 3 different locations in China, runs 5 brands, and does 18 million a year on Amazon.com. And really, humble guy who, just made a connection with. And that's the type of seller that, you're probably not going to meet anywhere else. But that kind of event in China being there, as well as many other people I know from the US that I've never met before. There's a guy, Brandon Foreman, who runs the New York City Amazon meetup. I'd never met him in person, but I'm supposed to speak in June at that event. Never met him in New York, but got to meet him at that FBA for You event in China. As well as, Kevin King and Steve Simonson and, a bunch of other sort of known sellers in the space. So it's just a really good networking event. You get to just talk to a lot of sellers there, and a connection like that of having somebody you connect with in China. He told me, copywriting is not my strong suit, but sourcing is. There's ways we can potentially help each other, going forward in the future, and that's the power of networking.
Cool.
I'll add one more thing about networking. Is that you really do want to talk to people, even at the hotel. They had this, club lounge or whatever on the 33rd floor, and I'm sitting there and I know everybody's there for the Canton Fair, so there's these guys sitting there. I'm like, hey, what do you guys do? And turns out they sell products into Costco, and they do demonstrations there, and there's, they have some stuff on Amazon, and there's potential to work together. So when you're, in China in a hotel around the Canton Fair, there's so much possibilities for networking that could make a positive influence in your business, but you have to kind of be aware and cognizant of it and go after it.
Sounds good. Okay, before we wrap, 3 key things that you learned from your most recent visit for the audience.
So one key thing was that for me was sort of getting re-energized that product opportunities are not going away. While there are many saturated markets, there are also many product opportunities. So that was a big takeaway. I'm trying to think of what other things. The
little WeChat hack sounds good.
yeah, the WeChat hat is definitely something that I think is really useful. Like I didn't even really need to exchange business cards at all. And just thinking about also, one other thing that I saw opportunities to bundle from multiple suppliers that were right there at the show. You can kind of walk around a specific area of suppliers that are in the same kind of niche but have different products and say, hey, I'm going to bundle this from this supplier, this from that supplier. It gives you more product differentiation, a little bit harder for someone to do the exact same thing if you do that. And so I saw that as another opportunity that's probably a little bit easier to spot, as you're walking the floor. But so many product opportunities that were there that are possible to find. Phase 2 of Canton, I just think is really, really good.
Cool. Sounds good. Let's wrap that there, guys. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't bought tickets yet, you can still get those. The early birds and supers are sold out, but there's general admission with a secret passcode. Go to sellersessions.com/live. Liran will be there as well on June 1st. Take care, and I'll see you again in the next few days.